Okay, let's see if that worked. That should do the trick. Yep, 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 yep. Oh, joy. And we're gonna want to pop this out. There we go. There's that, that's that, and there's dish. Righto. There we go. Alright. Now that the little difficulties have been resolved, we can continue. Right then, let's see. Let's see, we've already checked it. Oh, I did not see that there last time.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Do I want to call anyone right now, or... Well, I got the change for it.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Useful patterns?
Undoubtedly, no.
Might try this again later.
Sure, why not? Muscle memory is a tricky thing.
So, okay. And there's that. What is this, though? I can't remember what that was. Oh, that's right. It's a postcard.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Okay.
Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Sit down and have a breather, what?
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Let's get going. The entire neighborhood can see us up here.
So I assume the way back. Yeah, I can't get up there, so I gotta go down this way. Yeah, I gotta go all the way down and around before I can get there.
rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block.
Okay.
Marche. On. Arrête. Off. The crane stands tall, proud, erect, and still.
Okay. You know what?
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay. What do we have here?
And, with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down.
Okay, good.
The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose, what do you...
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Yeah, that's true. You got a good point there, Kim. What else we got up here? Yep, I am definitely gonna want that. What do we got here? See faded lettering on the yeah, I can't even pronounce it.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
You do? Because I don't.
What? Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
I don't know about you, but I'm going to knock on the
No
door.
reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Let's open it.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
You know what? I got it. I can still. I might as well try it.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Why am I trying to? Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Yeah, nothing more there. Shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. More cash. Speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the point below. Okay. What's that over there? Got a container of some sort. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm. Smells like blood. Interesting. Give me that money. And what do we got? Industrial size thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. Sure.
nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Sounds like it, yeah.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
The tiny man is so engaged with the work he doesn't. Okay. You know what? Fine.
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Well, you can answer a few
I
questions.
see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
Ah, well, no, of course not.
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
So, you're Ubi, right?
Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumours.
Ah. I see.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
So, what you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
He waves at the containers turn. Okay. Okay, you know what?
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Red is so much prettier than drab green.
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes it does, yes it does.
I hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Well, thank you, Kim. Thank you for covering my arse. Alright. So, where is everyone? Okay, you know what? Yeah, what's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Okay.
Told you.
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht, really?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
Whirling borscht.
It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Oh. So who makes it?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Okay. Yeah, something's off about this borscht. I'm gonna look.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Right then.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Okay. Do you work
Yes,
here?
yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
Yeah.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everard is away.
So... Okay, I get it.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Ah, yes, of course.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
I think you're doing a great... Well, you know what? Hold on, who's this most...
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Oh.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
Well, I got to say, Leo, I think you're doing a great job around here.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
Oh.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Okay.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
Oh.
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Okay, so it doesn't mean they've actually killed someone. They just got into a fight. And a lynching doesn't really seem much like a fight. Let me see here.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight you got into.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
So, is Everett the, leader?
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
Oh, he's coughing. often. Something up with that.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
He points to the 2 joint containers on your right. Alright.
Bye-bye now.
So this must be the office. What we got here? Stair made of pallets leading up. Okay. Oh, so this must be Mr. Edward. Taxidermy fish that tells time. Okay.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Okay. Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Right, so he already knows the names of us.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
Okay.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Sure.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Okay.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this. Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Yeah, sure. Take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Yeah. You know what? Try to wink back.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Points to a giant novelty. It's absolutely comically huge. What?
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Well. Okay. So wait, you know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a
Okay.
grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
You know what? Fine. Let's go ahead and take it. The money's fine.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or,
No, it's cool.
cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
Oh.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. Oh God, why didn't you think of this before? Cops have guns. Where's yours?
Pat my pockets, or this doesn't worry me at all? Who cares if I've lost my gun and the love of my life? You know what? Sure. Oh.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eaten them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Let's see. Alright, you know what? Yeah, sure.
He watches you melt down stoically from behind the lenses of his glasses. Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. "It's because the Furrows lost that match," said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. "It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while," Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all.
Oh boy, that's a meltdown. I wonder, can I load it? Yes. Autosave. But let's try it again. Where was I? Oh yeah.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer slide.
Let's get back to business. Low on morale, points into volition. So what do we got here? Items. Okay, interact. What do we got? Oh,
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friso. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
my antlers.
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it.
Okay, why frizzle?
Because Friso was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Okay. Let's
To
flip
your
it.
disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Okay.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Kim, I think this is a communist magazine. Yeah. So I wonder how they stand on commies in this universe.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine.
Okay.
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that.
Okay. Let's see what this bear wrestling is about.
It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, SRV, devised and promoted by none other than President Kenajinsky himself.
Right then.
According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV.
Okay. Okay. What about uncles?
Based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically elected president.
Okay.
Sapormat Sport Kenajinsky is well into his 3rd decade as president of the SRV.
Ooh.
Outside Samara, he's known for 3 things: brutal repression of internal dissent, monumental corruption, and a near pathological obsession with physical fitness.
Interesting. Now let's hear about the bear
It's
wrestling.
quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases woman, against one bear. 2 competitors, 1 ring, 5 rounds, or until incapacitation.
Right.
According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively.
Okay.
This is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in La Cherte.
Yeah, not sure. Trust
What
me.
are you, a statistician? Did the moral intern send you on a fact-finding mission? This is the SRV party line, comrade.
Kim, you think there's any chance our case will take us to the SRV?
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask?
I was thinking it might be fun to see a bear fight.
They are quite the spectacle, as I understand. I've heard they make the people in the front rows wear plastic sheets.
Oh,
On account of the blood, you see.
yes, I figured.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
So what is Kunst und
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
Right.
Why they decided to title this one section in Volda is beyond you. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series, mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals, and high death toll. In Revachol, it's held quadrennially on the prestigious Zero Carousel racing circuit.
Okay.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Alright, what's about
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Oh boy.
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. So, all of it, basically.
Hang on, who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has two bylines: Nastep Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names.
Yeah.
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms. And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
Yeah, sure.
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for.
Well, you're right, I am just in it for the violence.
You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tournée is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Oh, Kim, did you know that the Tip Top Tourney is actually an organistic ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
I wonder what else is just a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Alright, local concerns.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike.
Unqualified support.
You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta.
Okay.
Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Oh boy, charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Wouldn't it be better if labor kept... Yeah, let's go with number 4. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation?
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition.
Coalition?
Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already, honestly. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Right, let's put that away. Okay. Interesting. So if I don't need that at the moment, so let's just take that off for the time. Alright. That is certainly something. Oh, good, I can run. Yep. Yep. What else?
This is the night watchman's booth. The name
Yeah,
on the
we-
door reads, René Arnaud.
Yeah, we've already gone through this,
Listen,
but...
it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather. The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons.
Breathe deep.
Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
Read the side effects, of course.
Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse. Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else.
Oh. Quick, think about something else.
The enormity of the case before you dwarfs the list of side effects. You can't even see the side effects anymore. They're nothing to you.
Let's take, well... Yeah, I'm gonna just leave him.
You stand and exit the booth.
Alright, let's do a
If you
quick
must.
search.
But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Let's take the picture.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Okay.
Why did you take that?
Something about this man piques my interest. I think this can be a side thing.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Great machines. Final pines. Yep.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Okay.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
But why would they just have a container specifically hoisted up there? It seems unusual.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Yep, understood.
The rusty control panel grows warm to the touch, then grows cold. It is finished. A faint smell of burning rubber reaches your nostrils. A short circuit.
Oh.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all.
Yep. Yeah. What else we got here? Yep, cash. And there was something else to check here. Okay, let's check the door. See if we can
Before
get it
you
open this time.
stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Alright, Kim. Hear me out. I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
What? I don't.
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Well, it was just hanging there, so...
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
That's okay.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Rhetoric of 5, almost impossible at an 18. Let's go.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits, Kim, of course.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. Items. Happy couple. Nothing of interest. Oh yeah, that's right, you're collecting some cash here. Yep, thermos. Mugs. Yep, that's all good. What else do we got here? Yep, and let's have a little shot to gather up that information.
Container,
again.
container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Ah, yeah.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Okay. Hello.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Yeah, you can help me by answering a few
I
questions.
see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
Of course
I mean,
not.
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
Yeah, so, It's you.
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Right then.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Okay. Let's do a bit of logic. Should work.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Okay.
There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
Cisterns. Cisterns. Let's see. Has anyone told you?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
What's underneath these red covers?
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Ah. This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Right, let's just go through a
Oh,
few of these
most of the
things.
guys are down at the gates. We're on a strike.
So no one is working.
Not everyone is down there, but Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy.
Easy,
Come on.
Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
Yep.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
I remember I was the runt of the class. But Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. Yes, yeah, I'm like, actually, Miss
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
a real, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. Oh, Lizzie,
He respects that word.
but she's a real nice girl. If me missus a doctor like matron.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
Yes, this place really seems to run like...
Well, thanks a lot. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are all... Oh, yes. I leave all... Oh, yeah. It's very, very good. Yes. Oh, the whirlings... Oh, sure, mister.
There we go.
Sure.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Oh, that one.
Told you.
Oh, you want... Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. Bye-bye now.
Alright. Get all caught up with all of that. Special borscht. Hopefully it's just some herbs and spices. I wonder, can we do a quick save? Right then. Because I don't want to have to repeat the whole conversation as pleasant as Leo is. Right, time for the big walrus.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everett Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Yeah, I can see that.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which was to not sit.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Let's stand first.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
I don't sit, it's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
Multiple chins. Oh, yeah.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan of Volition, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Fine, might as well.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Damn, this chair is uncomfortable.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Novelty check.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yeah, you know what? Keep it. I'm good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Why didn't you think of this before? Cops have guns. Where's yours?
Let's pat my pockets. Oh.
Despair creeps into you,
No.
getting fat on your weakness.
No.
Whatever, you're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Yeah.
Fuck me? Please leave the rage you have for after we finish the investigation.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now...
Yep. Okay. Let's try that again. Back to the quick save. So... clearly this is like a boss interaction. Especially with the way he is, positioned himself. So I'll have to leave him be for the time being. Let's see, what else can we do? What else is over here? We have some cash over here. Oddly quiet, great machines are sleeping. What else?
An
is it?
imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then,
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
the voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What? A video rental? Why do I remember that?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. No. Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
Okay, well, so why did I call?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Maybe, but I don't even know my name.
If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. I can't help you over the phone. Are we done?
Alright.
The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound of the disconnect tone.
So, Voyager and Maine. Right. Hey, Kim, what about the phone
Yes?
number you had? Okay.
What do you want to know?
Okay, well, if we're on different precincts, why are
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Oh.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Okay.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Good.
Yep, that's fine. Alright, so let's check this again. Right. This is gonna be... I can't. I am stuck then. So... Right. Right then, I can't do anything except deal with the guy. Well, okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to restart this because I cannot do anything against him. I have worked myself into a corner. And there is no way out of this. Right, let's do a quick save.
Yes?
No, nothing. Right. I don't have anything for this. This is going to be painful.
Before you is, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm Everard Clare. I'd offer you my...
He looks
Yeah,
extreme.
You go ahead.
Whatever he has in... Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let...
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Right then.
So tell me, how can the...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from us. This should take care. It should be sufficient.
Wow, that's 25 real.
Yes, I...
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Yeah, I got it.
Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
He's not.
Ah,
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun.
His slug-like
Oh,
lips
boy.
move, but all you hear is the world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Oh God, why didn't you think of this before? Cops have guns.
right then.
Where's yours? Despair creeps
Got
into you,
nothing.
getting fat on your weakness.
You know what? Back to the quick save. Because I got nothing. Right then, if I got one more thing to check. Let's see. Maybe I can grab those pills from there. Bit of a bummer.
This is the night watchman's booth. The chair is not as, or the drawers are empty.
I'm not here to tell you what to do, detective.
You take the painkillers. They are yours now.
Oh.
You stand and exit the booth.
That's, okay. That is exactly what I needed. Excellent. That, should be more than enough. Just gotta deal with the big blowhard here. I wonder if I can deal with him any way I want now. Alright. Let's get on in here. Oh, so shift tab will also open that up. So let's quick save here and deal with this boss fight. A boss fight of social proportions. Right, time to deal with them.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Right. Before we continue, I'm going to pause for a second. Bio break. Let's just switch that over. Alright. Back in a second.
with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Yep.
I'm Everard. Everard, I'd offer you my hand.
He looks
You go ahead, detective.
whatever. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
Mr. Du Bois. Let's see.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Right. Might as well try to wink back.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Alright.
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Yeah.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yeah. Let's continue with what we originally planned. Let's take the check, but not say anything. Wait.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the check again. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's take the check, but not say anything.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me?
No,
Or-
it's cool.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays.
Coming from a blubberbuss like you.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
Right.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo.
Yep, yep.
Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Yep.
Oh God, why didn't you think of this before? Cops have guns. Where's yours?
You know what? Obviously I didn't have one. It was not in any of my clothing. I would have noticed it. And there wasn't anything in the room, so let's just say this does not worry me at all.
Fuck love. This is your gun. This is serious.
Okay.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Right.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Ah, so you've already found it, haven't you? You're just toying with me.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Yep, yep.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Right, okay. Here we go.
Who does this guy think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him.
Wait, what's that? That's my point of pride here. Yeah, let's counter him.
The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chair than one would think is physically possible. He seems to be enjoying your little display. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
Listen, Everett, pal. We both know what makes the wheels of this world turn.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters.
Nice chair. Nice bit with the chair, by the way. A good way to keep your guests on edge.
Why, thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
Let's see. Thanks. Let's see. Kick back with a final flare. Yeah. This'll do. Now, here's the thing, Everett. I'm not saying I'm corrupt. I'm rational.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a law man. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Yes, I agree. You're quite fed up, Kim.
Somehow you managed to get yourself out of this one. Now quick, keep the momentum up. Ask questions. Whatever you do, don't ask him about the gun first. You don't want him thinking you're scared.
So. Let's see. Start with, Dubois.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
Yeah.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Yes, with all your little details you specifically want in there.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Good one, Kim.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Let's see, some probing. What kind of cop does it say?
Harry, you're not simply a cop, you're a star. A bright shining star in the drab law enforcement sky, outshining all other stars. You're a superstar.
Right, so I'm a nothing then. Alright, yeah, sure, let's play along.
Of course I do, Harry. And I'm gonna help you shine. I'm gonna put you on all the big stages. Your name in giant neon letters. Harry Dubois.
On the stages. Why, I'm a cop.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
Okay, I like it. I can work with
And
it.
I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you?
Let's see.
But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay.
Okay, Jamrock.
He doesn't really seem to know any more about it.
Interesting. So where did you
Ah,
get that from?
this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
Yeah, okay.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
You know what? Let's give this a roll.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Ah.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you.
Ah, such a shame. Such a shame, fat man.
A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Alright, so the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Alright. Let's talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Right.
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a but.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines?
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Oh no, I get it.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Let's see, could play the truth. Pretend to play into his hand.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Interesting. Okay. Let's talk about the gun real quick.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Yeah. Hold on. Could you really hold my gun hostage? Ah.
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Right. Let's keep it plain.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Yep. Aren't you gonna ask me how I got in, though?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age.
Oh. You know what? Say nothing.
The big man peers at you over the rims of his glasses for a moment, then interlaces his fingers and rests his chin on his hands.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Yeah. Shady brew and container outside the.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it, though.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Yeah. Shady brew. Yeah, let's check that as well.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all.
Yep, of course.
You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Alright.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
A plastic card.
Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Right then. Oh boy. Oh joy. Let's take a look what we got now. Items. Novelty check. Ha. Yeah, okay. Tools. Oh wait. I can scroll. Nice. Yeah, nothing interesting I can use there. Ooh, I can level up. What do I want to level up though? Physique maybe? What else? Oh boy. Let's level this up, Volition. That all? Yeah, looks like it. Let's get out of here. Alright then. Nope, still can't do anything with that. So let's try that container one more time.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Let's see, let's get back around. Ah, I can get out here now. Right. Oh, and we actually have some more morale. Excellent. Let's have a chat with him. Where is this? In case of strike, press button behind guard.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on, where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than Scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hold on. Hey, let's get Yeah.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop Scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money."
Chuckles at real.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Let's see. Everett said you had a key to a
A
door.
key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
Let's see. So, yeah. What do we got here? I heard something about a weasel, and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean.
Polar weasel? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend.
Oh.
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Let's see. There's a basement, but the greenhouse. Okay.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about the task? The weasel person, when he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are. what we are fighting for?
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Alright, you know what? Why you strike
We're negotiating our share.
your share?
Aye.
So not wages or pensions or...
This stuff, they already covered.
Okay. At least you got the benefits. That's something.
It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. How large of a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
So a co-op.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Okay. So, the boss man, what else can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
I see. Alright, so what does bossing the union entail?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
The desk certainly seems lavish.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion.
You know what? Okay, yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
Alright, I got the picture.
Sure thing.
This was great. You feel mentally reinvigorated.
Okay. Mentally reinvigorated. I wonder what that means. Let's see.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Alright, nice talking. I better keep going.
We have a right to work.
Okay.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Broad shoulder, okay.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Okay, what kind of cause are we talking
Rights
about?
of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. to make a salary and feed their families.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
I think I've chosen any sides
Might be
yet.
time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Right to work!
Okay, regardless, I got some questions.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Okay, so what's the
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
Right.
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting? What does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You're wearing new clothes.
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's
Oh, he
something
stole
off
someone's
here,
clothes.
but he won't say what.
Hello, whoa, hey, I didn't hear you join.
That's okay. I was actually here earlier, but my microphone was all messed up, so I had to restart my computer. And I was like, maybe now?
Ah,
There we go.
and yes, I'm also streaming on YouTube here as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering about that. I was like, do you have a stream going on Twitch or something else?
yep, it's on YouTube. I think I dropped you a link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just in case you wanted to see it through that side as well. So yeah, do you need some context here?
I think I'm all good. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. I've heard of this game, but I've never seen it before.
Well,
With a name like
figuring it
Disco
out-
Elysium, I was expecting more neon colors, and it's like, oh, whoa, it's like very gray, painterly looking, kind of
I
old
do-
school looking.
I mean, I do have a disco blazer.
Disco Blazer!
Unfortunately, I can't show it to you right now because inventory's locked out during conversation.
That is okay.
But yeah, figuring it out as you go along. That is 100% par for the course with this sucker. Oh, so yeah, I'm totally an amnesiac cop, trying to figure out what the frick is going on and who I even am.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and I also have to solve a murder. Just so happens that the murderer was a mercenary, and according to some of the little pieces that are currently there, seems like workers strung him up, lynched him, put him on a tree in someone's backyard. Yeah. Alright. Oh, and do you want to introduce yourself, just in case anyone watches the VOD?
That's true. My name is Zeke. I am an artiste, and sometimes I stream as well, but not tonight. So I am watching the Mighty Jim solve mysteries.
We're gonna see where this carries us. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah. Strike breakers. Who are all these strike breakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
Yeah, I got a feeling that this guy is just for corporate interest here.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Because he's the loudest.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Yep, okay, I do gotta ask, where exactly are you
What's
from?
it to you?
Let's see. Curiosity, gonna figure out this strength mess.
Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Well, I already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work.
Bouncer work.
I know the drill.
Let's see, so, yeah, a bouncer. Where?
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I've been there before.
It was a long time ago.
So what's the goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to breach the entrance.
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mesk punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Where? Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna leave for now. What else do we got here? Anything interesting? Ah, good. Magnesium. Freet? What else do we got for magazines? Jump Jams. Glossary of mostly able-bodied men. Okay. That is one weird statue. Okay. Neat. Where was I?
Horse has no neck.
Yeah. Oh boy, okay, so many things that I gotta get done here. Oh boy, I'm gonna put a pause on this real quick here and just use the restroom. Let's just swap that
Hey,
over
no
to
problem.
BRB.
BRB.
There we go. And just be back in a second. swap that back over there. And let's swap this back over to here. So real quick, how's the art stuff going?
So far, so good.
That's
I'm
good.
actually working on you right now.
Having fun.
I gotta
with
fix
that.
your tails. Because I'm looking at your reference, I'm like, oh, your tails aren't that pointy.
I mean, I'm very open to things being up for interpretation.
Oh, okay. Pointy tails it is then.
Yep. I mean, the base form is just a base, and then you can extrapolate from there.
Woo.
I try to make
Yeah,
it
so I'm
easy
gonna-
for other people.
Oh yeah. Which definitely helped with the lions. I was like, oh man, there's no way I'm gonna be able to duplicate those. But I think I got something pretty good here.
Yeah, if you happen to take a look
anything-
at my references, you would see that oh, what was it? References on the the pictures on my gallery. You would see that there are different styles that people have tried out.
Oh, okay. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Different types of markings depending on what they felt like their personal touch, basically.
Yeah, I think the only thing I might go back and fix some of these markings because I snuck one or two in there because I wanted it's like a digital world. I'm like I should probably sneak in more like electronic or like hacking looking symbols in there maybe.
Yeah, that or distortion effects.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, if you take a look at the screen in my inventory, I have not just a disco blazer, but a disco ass blazer.
Disco ass blazer.
Oh, I actually almost started a code red at a school because I was wearing a blazer.
Really? Why? How did that happen?
They thought it was a trench coat. That's how one of the teachers described it.
Oh, that makes sense.
They thought it was a trench coat, a thing that goes down to your ankles, but it didn't even reach my knees.
Yeah, no.
It's like, yeah, geez, not good at describing things, are you?
I guess for teachers, they were just like, could you hide a gun in there? Yeah, it's a trench coat. Like, that's not what trench coats are.
Yeah.
I know that's why they got banned in schools, but that's not exactly what they are.
Uh-huh. Oh.
I remember it was really unfortunate, too, because, like, I feel like right around when the Columbine thing happened, like, trench coats were just coming in style because of Final Fantasy. Like, every game had a cool character that wore a trench coat, and then they immediately got banned in schools, right as everybody was getting into them again.
Yeah. I know, I actually have a duster. It is the most expensive piece of clothing that I got, and I
Oh,
love
nice.
it so much. A nice oilskin canvas, and I can't wear it
Oh no! Why's that?
because of society. This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm trying to remember what a duster is. For some reason, I'm thinking like long coat, but more of a like Sherlock Holmes detective-y looking coat.
Think of trench coat, but there's no belt around it, and it's more like something you'd see cowboys wearing. It's actually a
okay.
Australian oilskin.
That's
oilskin
right.
canvas.
I was like, I'd heard duster for a coat before. Now that you mentioned it, I'm like, oh yeah, like cowboys, western kind of coats.
Yeah. Snow melting in the wheelbarrow. So this must be the gardener that I heard about. Oh. One other thing as long as I'm introducing this to you. So apparently there are all these different voices in my head. You're familiar with headmates, tolpe, things like that?
I don't think so.
So imagine playing host to other voices in your head. They're not they're not exactly other personalities, but they are a part of you, but not like possession or anything. It's another you inside the same physical husk.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I know a few people that are like that. Even Obi. That's why on their streams they say which headmate is currently fronting. So yeah, there's these various voices that are apparently the skills. And they each have their own say on matters. I ended up going with the intellect route here. So, encyclopedia, basically knowledge and trivia, etc., etc. So I can basically be a know-it-all. Or at least that part of me is a know-it-all.
Mm-hmm. I think I heard the voices earlier, because it sounded like you had a, it sounded like a third person that was talking to you, like, we might need to look into that more.
Third,
So
fourth,
that makes sense
fifth
in context.
person. I mean, there's 20 different voices here. 20 different voices inside my head besides my own.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
Well, you seem surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
I mean, okay, that's fair. I just have questions.
Of course. What can I help you with?
That green... Well... What is this fuck the police business? I might as well just get that out of the way.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna... the street sign.
Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
What about those other signs?
I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
There you go. There's the encyclopedic knowledge coming into play.
Oh yeah. I think that was the voice I heard earlier.
Yeah, he's probably gonna pipe up a lot because I've opted for the intellect archetype.
No need
Should
to
come in
worry.
handy, it
We are not
sounds like.
saying you did.
Yeah, it's one thing to know everything, but then I'm also socially awkward. So basically, real life me.
Like, woohoo! Like, wait, no.
Oh yeah. Let's see, no need to worry. And Kim just seems to be the straight-laced other cop that I'm working with. And apparently, according to him, there's a bit of a pissing match going on between superiors. And that's why we're stuck here together from different precincts. Great, just great.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Okay, I'm not worried about it. You're not in any trouble. But, what exactly are you doing in the greenhouse in March?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Okay, so... I don't know exactly how to feel about that. Because if there's quote-unquote nutrients in the snow, that indicates that the snow is unclean. And what sort of chemicals are in the air? Because that's the whole deal with acid rain and such.
Mm-hmm.
Right then.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Drama, yes, also a intellect quality. Visual calculus, yes! I got a 92% chance to pass this. So, I actually discussed this game with some coworkers before, and they mentioned that this is based on a RPG system from the Eastern Bloc of Europe.
Okay, interesting.
So, based on what I'm understanding here with the RPG elements, 2d6 are rolled, and the 2d6 plus your modifiers is your score versus what the challenge is. So the challenge here is medium. It's an 11, so I need to beat an 11. Just the rolls alone would make it difficult because I would need to hit that 12. I think I can get away with an 11. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's meet or beat. I already have a visual calculus of 6, which means I have a really good chance of winning. Because I just need to get... let's see. Yeah, I need to get a 6 or 7 is going to be the most common occurrence between 2 d6s, so good chance of winning. Here we go.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see?
Okay, well, what do I see? The traffic jam, the plaza, an entrance to the yard.
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
Interesting. Are you by any chance keeping an eye on us?
No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without or kipped. He's always giving me trouble.
Okay, that's a pretty nice sensor sound.
I thought she was an alien for a second. It's like, wait, is this an actual person? It's about to turn to some weird science fiction.
And no, I can't get away with saying that word either. Oh, right then. I was talking to him, yes.
Maybe you shouldn't be. I mean, you do your job, but that kid is beyond help. And he certainly won't help you.
Yeah, so for context, found a kid that was in the backyard throwing rocks and stuff at the hanging dead body. It seemed like he was on drugs. This was like a 12-year-old kid.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, on drugs. Also, the body has been hanging there for over a week. It's actively rotting.
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yes, I'm tired.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
Yeah.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do. I think we're done here. Let's go.
Since the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need? What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
Okay, to the east.
The harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
Okay. I don't know what frit is, but, what's to the south?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Okay, and the west.
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Okay.
No problem.
She's very well composed, back straight.
Yeah. So yeah, that's composure from the mototronics skills. So I'm assuming mototronics as in bodily functions. One thing that I have picked up just by little bits and pieces is the 4 different categories of these skills. It's given me some inspiration for a new module I want to add to my own RPG system.
Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Uh-oh,
Keep them.
gotta steal their gloves.
I have another pair.
Rubbery. Okay, she gave me the rubbery gloves without any problem. Okay, thanks. I really appreciate that. Not here to cause trouble, I'm just here to do my job. I can kind of relate to that because in my IT department, well, we're not exactly liked, but I still just try to do a good job.
Good.
What's up here?
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Okay, open the door.
In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This must be Kim's car, I bet.
A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
You know what? I'm gonna leave this be for the time being. What's over here? Some great tectonic force cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Right. And here?
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Oh. Pretty violent neighborhood.
A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
Fuck you, mail delivery box! Kick it. Nah, the poor little thing's been shot already. Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Yeah. Been there, post deliver on mail collection box. Been there.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Let's head back over here. A couple things I need to look at over here. Can I re-examine this?
There are several footprints in the mud,
not yet.
left by work boots. Anywhere.
To up my visual calculus. How do I get into the back? Not through the side door here, because that leads upstairs. There's a door there. So maybe through the Fritz shop. Oh, that's right. I have gloves. Yeah. Oh, those gloves look ridiculous. Comically oversized hands. And yet, somehow, they give me +1 to interfacing and using using devices. With those fat fingers.
Could be pretty hard pressed to push the right button.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully you don't come across any of those old laptops with a little, like, pencil eraser mouse.
Oh, you mean the nubbins?
The nubbins.
Also known,
I haven't seen those in a long time.
Also known as a laptop clit, if I recall correctly.
I have not heard that one before, but that is pretty funny.
Yeah, XKCD. The really wrong way to call that thing.
Ah.
Let's see, a melancholic pop music plays on the radio. What do we got here?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Oh, that's the tear machine.
Yeah, but what is it? I'm assuming I put bottles in and get money back?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
Ah, so it's a recycling machine. If only we actually had something like that in the States. We wouldn't be able to sustain that sort of thing, though. It would probably get vandalized and broken into. Just not worth it. Alright, I see it. How do I pick up tear for the tear?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there somewhere.
Yeah. Anything else interesting?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium. Interesting, okay. I do have a little bit of money, but I gotta worry about other things, so... And I already got 3 of each, so I'm not gonna worry.
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Hypnogamma. Yeah, I'm sure they make Hypnogamma by collecting the slime off of Hypnotoad. Assuming anyone gets that reference. Can you be a little more specific?
No. Sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
The poor girl, look what she has to wear on her head. A visor with a weird jester crown on it.
Nosafed
Oh, that's
heals
what that
plus
is. I
1
was like,
health.
does she have tentacles coming out of her
Duramine
head? What
heals
is
plus
that?
3 health. Magnesium heals plus 1 morale. Hypnogamma heals plus 3 morale.
St. Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of St. Baptiste. That one. There.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
Once we got up here up front.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
I could try to steal a raincoat. Yeah, I'm not sneaky enough for it.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Oh boy. What else? Let's see what this is up here.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak.
I really don't want to drink or smoke though.
There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Yeah, this is not a good place for a recovering addict. I am gonna try to avoid what drugs I can.
Guess not, no. I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that.
Do you sell any under-the-counter vices?
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Yeah, like the law
Like
says.
the law says.
Tell me more about the process.
The pale age vodka is special, I guess. It's stored in pale for a couple of years, which makes it super expensive and super strong.
Okay, what is pale?
You know.
What will consuming the stuff do to my body?
I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they do.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale.
Okay.
Use medication, like Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. Note: consuming substances can have unforeseen consequences for you.
I'm gonna just stay away from it. So let's see if there's another way into the back. 3 T's. How idiomatic. Oh yeah, that's right. I should get a crowbar. Or no, actually no. I got somewhere else I need to go. There's so many things that I gotta get done. Oh, that's right. The kitchen's open now. Gotta ask about the
Can I
dumpster.
help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder, what is this feeling?
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yum yum, tell me more.
He killed himself.
Ah! Okay.
No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we?
What do you need them for?
Well, to get into the
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Yeah, that's right.
What thing?
Something else I wanted to talk
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later.
Another thing. Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
Okay.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
True. How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes. Have you got it?
Yeah, that money I owe, can I pay with this check?
You must be joking, right? You come here, trash everything, and now you try to pay with a novelty check? This isn't a game show. I'm not going to accept it. You owe me cold, hard money. I want to see that money in the palm of my hand. Every single cent.
You can cash it in at the local frit near the harbor gates, though it might not be enough to cover it.
Right then.
For the room, 60 real.
Right. Okay.
Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
Okay. Alright, so I can go to the frit to get that, to cash that check. You know what? I'm gonna do that before I forget it. Where was
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Oh, forget about all that. What is this, fashion police feature?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
You know what, so... I bet your hat would take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Before we go on, what is this frit?
I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Ah, okay. So it's a convenience store, it looks like. Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Alright, let's proceed.
Okay. I'm
Alright,
not
I'm gonna
really
have to bounce
supposed
for
to be
now.
chatting to anyone.
Thank you for letting me hang
but-
out. I'll try and join more often.
Sure thing. Thanks for stopping by.
Anytime.
Take care. Alright. I need to exchange this novelty check for cash. Give the novelty check over.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir.
Yeah.
Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the union. The union works for you by supplying you with cash. That was easy, worryingly so.
Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
How long has it been there?
I don't know, really long.
Do you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really. Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Ah. Well, what do you think happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, you sound like a typical teenage worker. And it's spring break for you as well.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Yep, thanks for the
Uh-huh.
Alright, what do we got in here? What's this? Spice alcohol, okay. Money. And what's in here?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Okay. I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No? Your fingers do.
There was a winch outside on the roof, like that of a small elevator.
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it. As a side investigation.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Let's see. The door in the main investigation will merge into a stereo This is a... yeah, no, the door is a mega investigation. I'm calling it Behind the Blue Door.
It's hardly worth a title. Anyway, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older. The door does not budge.
Right, and push dish.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Kubek. Please. It's not funny.
Sure. Hello, sir. Got time for a few
The
questions?
man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Let's see. What's in that borscht you're making there?
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Mercury rising. Yeah, just be cool.
Borscht need more vodka?
Picks up a bottle from the shelf.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Okay.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
You know what? Sure, let's turn up the vodka.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Do you know what's behind the door?
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Yeah, Leo said you're friends with Mañana. Is that true?
The mention of Mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again.
We've got some pretty impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
I think that's all for now. Yeah. Right then, completed that. Gardener's done. Find the other shoe. What else was there? Right then. Oh, I should, what else was there?
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes. Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Yeah, the idea of a king in century gone is pretty fascinating.
The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Right then. Oh, what else is there? Was there something else? Oh, he gave me the key, that's right. Let's head back over here and check out the garbage. What do we got here?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
What's this?
Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you.
Yeah, let's just open it.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Used to dumpster diving?
No, searching for evidence in the trash.
Ah.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Okay, pick up the rest.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Oh.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
Yes.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
Interesting. Well, he is a mercenary after all.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
Thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Alright.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
The mug.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Oh.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Let's see. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin.
What are you talking about?
I speaketh the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Right then.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Right then. What do we got? Clothes in the trash. That's done. Okay. Inventory. What do we got to toy with now? A yellow mug. Oh, yeah.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's a lot to read here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Oh, let's see. This is a mug or an example. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work? Just finish your case, detective.
Alright, the legend.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us.
Alright. So, let's inspect the
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
Yes, holographic.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
You mentioned the headlights?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
Okay.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
White papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Okay.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
How?
What do you mean? Is that all?
There was mention of a naming convention here.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters as well.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the Ukar Parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Is 2 cases a week a good load?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
That's nice of you, Kim. That's nice of you.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Well, let's count the pages.
There is, for precisely 1 more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper.
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event. The ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It will do, barely. But
Kim, do you have a pen?
the lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder, like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt. He is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them.
Could I have one?
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
With this beauty, commit to
The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you.
Okay.
You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, do you have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Let's see. The Furies are at home in the mirror.
Furies? Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
Yes, you know what that normal name is, but it's so plain. Anything else, please.
The Setting Sun?
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to do with that, so something more concrete, perhaps? You have something concrete, mundane, usual.
Fine, the Hanged Man.
Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Fine.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
That's a good point. Let's see.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
That's it?
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
Alright, let's close it.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
You know what? Let's go with the logic.
It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
Yeah. Yellow pages.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Okay. Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
Field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Enough.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Let's look at the
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Give it a shake.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly.
Ooh.
Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Lonesome long way home. You know what? Yes.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
And what's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Tickets? Wait, what?
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns patches of glue.
Let's open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card, looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
Oh. But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill.
Read it.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Yeah? What happened? What's this?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the old factory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
It smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
There's something about a bow collector. Wait, so my name appears to be Harry?
Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
There was something about a bow collector, too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Was that the X something? The...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing?
Yes, that.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
Where's Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Enough. Just lie there, motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Yeah, that's
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
Yeah.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Yeah, let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Right then.
Lonesome, long way home.
Oh, thought complete.
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Okay. Bonuses? Learning cap for perception raised to 5. 5 speed gives 1 psi. Okay. Oh. No. Okay, that's kind of strange, but okay. -1 to authority for both of those, okay. So, interesting. Fuel cap finished. Okay. So interesting. Visual calculus. I could increase that or ignore. You know what? Let's do this. Perfect. Yeah, fine. Okay. Turn on the lights. As long as I'm here. Ooh, what do we
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl. Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time.
Alright, let's get the headlights on.
The lights unfold with a little click,
interesting
casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
Remote?
We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Interesting. Alright.
The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of the accelerator pedal. You have synced with the machine's mechanical circulation.
Do I know how to operate this?
You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. After a while, you realize silence is your only answer. Do what you will with it. Of course it's only in your head. Of course it is. But it almost feels as if the clutch handle is gently squeezing back. The handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc is mated to the flywheel again. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Right then, let's take a look over here.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro perforations.
Perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Okay, next one.
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some. You count 216 perforations. Considering that nice, large number, a wave of pride washes over you. Though you can't say why, precisely.
And the last one?
The last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Right then.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Ah, Martinez.
Where are we on this?
Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
Anyways, Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
18 years.
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
Oh, let's see. I walk the land telling whores and liars the end is to come. There are 9,855 days remaining.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
216.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a super cop?
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
That's not too many?
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Alright.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or self-destructive than others.
Yeah, must be the drinking.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
Well, have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
Fair. Fair point.
The lieutenant nods.
Alright, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
What is this over here? You know what, let's make our way over this way. I get behind this. Oh. Yes. What do we got here? What we got?
There must be another way into the building.
Whoa. What was that?
Hey, what's that noise down there?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Yeah, no trouble from me. I just want to know what's going on.
I don't
here.
want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Yeah, sure.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Yeah, can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
you?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
Oh.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word?
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
What's your friend's real name?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That's definitely not his real name.
Yeah.
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
Alright, we'll talk later.
No. We won't.
No.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
You know what? Sure.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
Trash? Listen, I really have to go.
Alright.
Good luck with the investigation.
Yeah, I got nothing to convince you.
He's gone.
Right.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
Right then.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we've found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has hundreds of apartments. We'll just have to go in and see.
You know what? Let's check this right quick. Orange bum hat. Okay. And this?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The door is slick with rain. You don't hear any movement inside. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
Lieutenant, yeah, what's your opinion?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
Yeah.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
Got it.
The lieutenant merely nods in response. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head.
What thoughts?
There's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Everard. No conceivable reason for you to intrude on the premises. There might be important information in the apartment. I mean, there might.
You know what? Let's take a peek.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
Okay, what's that?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
What's up here?
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
What's this? Fair-fate. Fair-haired fantasies. He admires fair-haired fantasies with faint muscles. What's in here? Conceptualization, suggestion, a logic, pen, tools. Ah. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, alright. Oh, do I have a map? It says footprints in the dust. Yes, I gotta check the footprints out, that's right. So many things, so many things. Let's head back out here. What is this?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Why am I looking at this?
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
Yeah, definitely.
So many walls all over Martinez, weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Back over to here and try that examination one more.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Alright, let's go over.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46.
Okay.
2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is it?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
Right. Count
5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Interesting. Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Pretty good at this, aren't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Got it.
How many?
8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guys back and forth.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Let's see. Light step, number 41 shoe. Heavy one too, okay. You know what?
A woman or a kid?
I don't think there's a way to be
Understood. Anything else?
Sure. Heavy one.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Maybe it was a giant?
Maybe it wasn't.
2.5 meters, so yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
But why?
Why did they have to carry him?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the victim wasn't conscious. Yeah, that makes sense.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
An aberration.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul.
Any
Someone
ideas?
operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
A drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
Yeah.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think these
A week,
strikes
maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Alright then. So what do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
Okay.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
Yep, we've been through all that. Right then. Take another look at him.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Right, let's give it a shot.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Let's get away from that.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Yep.
The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
Fucking corpse.
Keep it.
Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia would help, but where are we gonna get it from?
There's the fruit nearby. Maybe they have some in their apothecary. If they don't... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Pretty clever.
Sure.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the wipe check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Let's turn away. Alright then. That's all good and dandy. Items. Yeah. What's up with this guy here?
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
He's right.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Okay.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Alright. Yep.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Aha.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. Apples.
Apples. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions? It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Let's see. I can't remember what it means. Please explain.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yeah.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
Oh, what's that? What's the problem with that then?
The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Oh boy.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Yeah.
Don't push your luck, Runt.
Alright then, let's see if we can get some ammonia.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
She looks up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Yes, what we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself.
Alright, medicine cabinet.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, don't, overdo it or something.
Alright. Oh yeah, that's right, I got some thoughts going on. Hand-eye coordination and authority. Interesting. Still got some time to pass for these to go through. That's the ammonia. And what else was there? Oh yeah, that's right. Encyclopedia, can I? Cargo container door, is that even sleeping dock worker? Okay. Those on, okay. Hanged man, sleeping dock worker, and mirror. You know what? Okay, let's go ahead and retry those.
The worker is in a deep slumber.
Let's try this.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens.
Alright.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Right then. Let me just check this here.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Right, let's try the encyclopedia knowledge again.
Like the rest of you,
Dang.
it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past.
Right. I'll have to try that later then. Wait.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
I'm sorry for this.
No problem, officer.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Let's return that key.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
Found the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Could someone on your staff have put them there? Or actually, who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Could someone else have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Alright.
Yes?
Oh.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
Oh, right then, right. Okay, that's right. I need to bring up some information. It may take a while. So many things to do. So many things. Right, well, it is getting late for me. Let's go ahead and just mark a save here. And I will be seeing myself off for tonight. Alright, take care.